Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to another video on Chelsea Fans TV. Another phone-in show as well. Um, I'd say there's plenty to get into. Not really, but you guys have an open platform to discuss anything Chelsea that you guys want to discuss. I'm going to throw the link into the description below and into the comments in about 5 minutes. But until then, big up everyone that's locked in. Let me know you guys' thoughts. Let me know how you've been enjoying the little break without Chelsea. Do you want Chelsea back? Or are you actually enjoying the break after the terrible start to the season we had? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. To anyone asking how you call in, we're just going to put the link in the comments and yeah, just hop in and say whatever you want to say. We're going to try and go for about 5 minutes per panelist because we do want to try and get through to everybody. We don't know how long it's going to take to get through to everybody as well. But yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts. Let me know you guys' thoughts. Big up Prime. I'm talking about Frank slander. I'm going to leave that to you if you want to join in and say that. But yeah, that's a you thing. Big up OG saying Frankie. Irene, big up yourself. RD. Harry, big up yourself, bro. What else is everyone saying? Steve, I saw you on my stream yesterday. I hope you're doing well, my guy. I hope you're doing well. To everyone ask if you can call, literally, we'll put the link down in the comments and then just say whatever you want to say, get whatever you want off your chest. And yeah, we'll just talk all things Chelsea. So let me know what you guys want to talk about. We're just going to put the link in a few minutes. But until then, guys, everyone run the likes up. I want a minimum of 50 likes before I send the link out to people. So let me check how many we have so far because I can't check through YouTube. Let me have a look. Right now, we only have 22 likes. And that ain't enough. So let's not have this Chelsea conversion rate. Run up the likes, people. 50 likes, and then we're gonna throw the link out. Steve says I don't mind international break once every 4 months, but not every month. This is the only international break we have until the World Cup, though. But that's the frustrating part because I feel like they could have done this a lot better and had the 2 international games be in the last 2 weeks before the World Cup. Because then you could use them as warm-up matches as well. Now it's just another unnecessary break from club football, which is a bit annoying. But on the other hand, it might be better for us because it gives Potter more time to work with his squad. There could be positives for it. Matt saying Christina better than Diaz. Yeah, I said it. I said it a year ago, and I'll say it again. You already know it's facts. Let me see how many likes we got now. Still on 22. Still on 22. 33 now. My bad. Guys, again, continue to run it up. As soon as we get to 50 likes, I'm going to throw the link out. So if you guys want to come in and have your say, hit that like button, people. Trophies are overhyped is what no fan ever said. Of course we would want a trophy, but we can expect one like before. Who's saying trophies are overhyped? Did I miss something? I don't remember anyone saying in the comment section, but who said that? Yeah, you're probably gonna hop on anyway. So it is what it is. Matt, you can't have this energy when you rep Kepa, bro. You can't. Jazza, hop in and we can discuss it, bro. Hop in. I'm gonna send the link out in a few minutes. We just need how many more likes? We need 5 more likes. 5 more likes, and then I'm gonna send the link out. Man said only 25 likes. The live chat is moving like Christensen in big games. You stink, Prime, but big up yourself. You're the only. I like Rory, so I'm not going to say too much, but appreciate the compliment. Appreciate the compliment. I should have read that before it came up. But we move. Have we got to 50 likes yet? 48. 2 more. 2 more likes, and I'm sending the link out. Have we got there yet? Nearly. But that means I'm throwing the link out in like a minute or so anyway. So you guys will get the opportunity to have your say on anything you guys want to discuss. Well, have we hit now? Yep, we've hit. All right, cool. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Also going to send it out to a few people. And yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about, hop in and we can talk about it. Oh no, that's a YouTube link. I'm an idiot. 1 second. Sorry about that. I just sent the YouTube link. That's going to be useless to literally everybody in here. There we go. There's the StreamYard link. Whoever wants to hop in, hop in. Cool. Just going to send it over to a few people as well. Any of my regulars as well, if you guys are watching and you want the link, shout me and I'll just send it over. But just let me know. All right, cool. We've got a few people in here already. Let's get straight into it. Alex, you're the first one again. What are you saying, bro?
What's going on?
I'm all good. One more week and club football's back and we can start streaming regularly.
Can't wait, man. Otherwise, it's just me and 4 kids.
No exactly. As with me, it's just me and myself. So it's even worse. But what are you saying, man? What's on your mind?
Yesterday, I put up a tweet and there are some trolls in it.
Oh, what did you tweet about?
Well, I tweeted something like a conspiracy theory.
A conspiracy theory? Yeah. All right.
So I wouldn't be surprised, like maybe my English is not the right way that I wrote it, but for example, I wouldn't pass it by, for example, like in a couple of years, gonna be like an article or something saying that there's Todd Bowley was pushed some government people to put the sanctions on Roman, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, what? You think it's like a conspiracy to get more American owners in or something?
No. More like, for example, did you? The reason why I'm thinking about it, it's because the United States still did not put sanctions on Abramovich. Abramovich never sanctioned in the United States. Plus, Zelensky was the one that actually asked, what's his name, Boris Johnson, to not sanction Roman Abramovich. Because he does, you know what I'm saying? Because he was a major part. And the articles are still coming up saying that he's still involved, even though he's lost the clubs, he's still involved. Like, for example, past couple of days, there's another exchange, military, like the soldiers exchange between Russia and Ukraine and stuff like that. And Roman Abramovich was the big part of it. My conspiracy theory is behind this is saying, like, for example, what if there's, for example, like there is a, like every billionaire has the connections to the government, you know what I'm saying? So what if there's the Roman Abramovich team saying, like, look, do not put the sanctions, blah blah blah. That's the reason why he didn't want to sell club in the beginning. He want to move money to the trust first, and then you see what I'm saying? He wasn't convinced that he was going to be sanctioned, so he knew something about it, but later on he had to sell it. What if Todd Bowley used his connections to the government, make sure that he was the one that sanctioned?
But I would get that, but then he'd also have to get through the vetting process by himself, and that would have been without the government's help.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm saying like it was like it was me the one that pushed it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can push it, but it didn't come from me. It didn't come from me. You know what I'm saying? Look,
I do want to say as well, my laptop might bug out in a minute or two. I'm getting another message, but if that happens, it is what it is. Bear with me for like 2 minutes. I am just saying that as a message just in case that does happen.
Get kicked out.
Yeah, in case it does happen, but I'm just in anticipation of it. But
yeah, I'm not saying it's like 100%. It's kind of saying it is like a joke ways, but I wouldn't pass by. You know, like billionaires, like when they see asset and they don't want to slip it away, because Todd Bowley has been looking for a club in England, specifically in London, for a long time to invest money into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he said he was looking at Chelsea for years.
For years, since 2000, he offered Abramovich in 2016. He was also interested in buying Tottenham, but anyway, it was just like a joke way of saying, like, hey, maybe there's something there. But
maybe there's a bit more to it than we already know. But I guess like there's barely anything to talk about, so Why not dabble in a few
Exactly.
conspiracy theories?
This
It
is what
it is.
happens when you deprive people of football. They start wonder about shit.
Literally, I completely
You see what I'm
agree.
saying?
Get fucking Chelsea back immediately. But we're under 7 days away. Thank the
Yeah.
Lord. Hey, Alex, it's been good talking anyway, my
See you
guy.
guys.
Take
See
care
you,
of
man.
yourself. Enjoy your week, bro. Bless.
You too. Left.
Right, again, guys, if you want to get involved, the link is down in the description below. I'm putting it in the StreamYard again. Just going to get someone else quickly in case my laptop dies on me. OG, what are you saying, bro? You all good?
Yes,
I
yes.
saw you nodding your head as well. You were agreeing with some of the stuff Alex
Rob,
was saying.
listen, 90% of billionaires at any time the government can decide, oh, you know what, that was not legit. We'll take it, thank you very much. And I always say, why is it's not funny that Man City and Newcastle, especially Man City, they were down here. Newcastle are down, but they're gonna be coming up. Man City's come up, Newcastle come up, and then the king now will be like, oh, you done dodginess here. We shall take it, and they'll take it. Here you go, Trump Jr. You know what I'm saying? Man like Trump Jr. will be in charge of Newcastle in a couple of years, bro. But Alex,
See, I agree with that, but I didn't really think about whether Bowley would be involved. But I always thought it was like, nah, Boris just deep that he could get 2.5 billion out of nowhere just by taking it off Roman and then just thought yoink.
and that's it,
Everyone
bro.
else just ran with it because yes, Chelsea are getting liquidated. Let's go.
Bro, I swear down, like, I was thinking that how much money would have Abramovich, if Abramovich decided to sell it, he would have sold it probably for 6 billion, probably, because they'd have done negotiation. He would have made hella money on that. How much he buy it for? 300 mil? Less than that?
He bought it for 300 mil. I think he was willing to sell for 3 billion regardless. It's just he would have kept 1.5.
Yeah.
Penny of it.
Exactly. And look, when the Glazers get to sell, you're gonna see any American that ever sells will get all their money and some. You know what I'm saying? Watch the Glazers get like some madness.
Yeah, because the difference is they couldn't find any loophole with Russia. It's just it was BS reasoning because everyone else in their nan was saying Roman was actually helping to try and solve peace between the two nations, and they're all trying to say he was involved on Russia's side. It's a load of BS.
I don't know. I see a lot of articles, man. I know Roman's here in Morocco. I didn't even know that.
Is he?
In Tangiers, yeah, he's up the road in Tangiers chilling because he's not wanted by the US, so he's out to stay here. It's mad one, isn't it? But he's living.
Won't get anywhere on that fat yacht of his anyway.
Exactly, but Mama's living luxury here. Like I passed by, but we're back. We're coming back against Crystal Meth Palace, as expressions always like to say.
The best London derby on that weekend. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, I see the North London derby. It's trending a lot. I think it's trending more this year because of that All or Nothing. They made like a whole episode about it, bro. Even Americans, I got brothers on my channel saying, "Oh, who's gonna win the London derby?" I'm like, you guys.
No, I get it, but it's like that's just the history of that one. Like, if we take all bias aside,
yeah, no, it did die for a bit, and then it came back.
What was that?
It died for a hot minute. It was like, oh, it's just these little North Londoners. Now it's back. Remember when it died like 5, 6, 7 years ago? It was like, oh, these two teams are trying to make top 5.
What period would that have been? Yeah, that was like 2020 and stuff like that. They both were on a heavy decline.
That's what I'm saying.
Now,
man.
like, it looks like it's us on the decline.
I know, Rob. You know what? Someone's telling me that, like, look, it's your time to suffer for 10 years. I'm like, no.
No,
We don't do decades. We're not a decades team. That's you guys with the red shirts. You could do the decades. Us, man, and Man City, the blue shirts, we do a year or two max.
Exactly. We'll suffer for a year and then we'll be back even more.
Max, bro. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Our fan base, we're not the protest type of guys like Arsenal, Man United, but we quickly get angry. And throughout our history, our anger has been felt by a man like Abramovich. And even now, I think Todd B, he could probably sense it. So I don't think Graham Potter's safe like everyone thinks. Like if he does what we've done that many seasons ago when we finished 10th, even he won't be immune, to sacking.
I'll be real. I think Potter would have to do a lot wrong to get sacked this season. I mean, we'd have to be lower half of the table, not even 10th.
Okay.
They have to put everything into him for at least a year. Otherwise, the fans are going to look at it like, you sacked Tuchel, possibly our best manager since Ancelotti, for this, just to sack another manager after a year. Meanwhile, Tuchel, he's going straight to another club. He's not waiting. He's already said that. He might go to a Premier League club.
No. Why had to say that, bro? He's going to his German home fatherland, bro. He's going to Munich.
I heard rumours he's got unfinished business in England.
No, imagine he comes.
I think Matt Wolf said it or something.
Imagine he came Tottenham after Conte, because I always hear every other month I hear a story between Conte and Tottenham. Conte's not happy with this guy. He's not. So one day he's gonna leave, innit? He's gonna bust. He's gonna
I
be like,
mean,
nah.
I don't want to speak Tottenham into existence, but I
No,
did remember that press
Mourinho.
conference when he was at Dortmund, and he was
Yeah.
like, the first English club I ever saw was Tottenham, and I was just fascinated by their name, their badge, everything about them. So he said he was really happy to be facing them over two legs. I saw that and I was like, they're gonna nab him
Just
next,
set up.
aren't they?
Yeah. He's
They're
doing
gonna
the.
nab Tuchel next.
That'll be the third brand. That'll be Mourinho,
Yes,
Conte,
in a row, in a
for our
row.
exes. You know that dirty friend of yours that goes to beat your exes afterwards. You're like, get my sloppy seconds, whatever, man. Bro, I see bare man's in the chat, bro, heating it up. Like everyone wants to jump on, bro. Everyone's still talking about Thomas Tuchel, bro. That's it, man. Everyone move on, bro. We've got to support this new Gareth Southgate equivalent, aka Graham Potter.
See,
Man,
I
he's
get
better than
people
that.
being heartbroken though. Like I get it because we expected Tuchel to be here for the next 3 years.
That's true, man. That Russia stuff helped him because, like, if that Russia stuff didn't happen, he wouldn't have said seven seaters. He wouldn't have said X and Y. We wouldn't love him as much. And then, he would have been sacked probably during the Leeds game if Abramovich was here.
Nah, he's got all his PR off the Champions League because he actually won it for us.
Him and Havertz, bro. They've been living on that credit.
Yeah. We'll say
That man's ripping Havertz as well, man. Jazza B, what are you gonna say about Havertz? Are you with him or are you against? Put him on if he's in the back.
I told Jazza the links in the comments.
He's a shook one. He's a shook one, bro. You know the man, they want to talk, not even talk the talk. They want to type the type, but they don't want to talk the talk. I type the type, I talk the talk, and I walk the walk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Catch me outside Fulham Broadway any week.
Every time, bro. Every time. Hey, OG, it's been good talking, my guy.
Bro, always,
take care of yourself. I'll shout you sometime in the week, bro.
Please do, man. Always, safe, bro. Cool.
90 likes. That's a new target, people. 90 likes. So everyone run the likes if you haven't done so already. We're going to keep on going with the call-in show. Lozif, what are you saying, bro? You all good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Decent. One more week before football's back, but yeah, we're coping.
Yeah, honestly, all like these couple past few months, honestly, it's been very big for us, hasn't it?
Yeah, not in a good way, but yeah.
Yeah, because Tuchel getting sacked, and now we have Graham Potter. To be fair, I honestly think that out of the options we had, I think Graham Potter was the best one we could have got.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm heartbroken over Tuchel leaving, but it feels a bit better that it's Potter. Like, we could have got someone crap, and we actually got one of the best up and coming managers in Europe. So I'll take it.
Yeah, and do you know the other Chelsea YouTuber Eunice Talks Football?
Yeah, I know Eunice. Big him up.
Yeah, I know. He I've watched his videos a lot, and he honestly he's gone off to his honeymoon, like he's had his wedding, and ever since he's left, stuff's happened.
Oh, what? So we blaming Eunice for it? We're gonna say it's his fault?
No, I'm not blaming him for it. It's just that I feel bad for him because he's just had his honeymoon. So, and Chelsea had to go and ruin it for him.
Hey, he'll come back to Potter's honeymoon period. It might even be better. You never know. If we can actually get this new manager bounce thing rolling.
Yeah,
it's our only hope.
Also, what I wanted to ask is that is there any players right now that we have, do you think, that are not up for it at the moment?
What do you mean by up for it?
Like, who you've seen how Ziyech played against Salzburg. He had those chances. Yeah. I honestly don't think that he's one of the players that could really take us forward.
I get, but I could say that for nearly the entire attack except Sterling, Brozier, and Aubameyang.
Yeah,
the midfield,
one thing, Aubameyang needs more time. Aubameyang needs more time.
Yeah.
Because he's only just come in. Yeah. Yeah, and it's difficult to play with a mask on if you're not 100%. So if he gets back up to 100%, then all the Arsenal fans will be getting scary probably.
I'll be real. I just need a striker that can finish. Please just give me a goal scorer. I know the same thing with Aubameyang. I'm going to give him time and everything. He's not even match fit. He's still coming off that robbery in Barcelona and everything. But we're relying heavily on him when he comes back to fitness. Otherwise, again, long season. Season.
And otherwise, you remember when we had Haaland rumors?
Yeah, I remember that. That was a big.
We missed out on him and bought Lukaku, and now look what happened.
Yeah, I have to take the L on that one because I would have rather taken Lukaku over Haaland at the time. But I thought Lukaku would have stayed here longer.
Yeah,
he looked like he would have been here for 7 years.
No one expected the Lukaku to do that interview. Nobody expected that.
Nobody expected him to not fit Tuchel that badly. Even Tuchel thought he would have assimilated into a squad better, but it was an L, big L.
Yeah, massive. Honestly, when he signed, I was so happy because he's just back and he's a bigger man. And hopefully, he could just when he played against Arsenal in his debut, scored in 15 minutes. My neighbour's an Arsenal fan, and he went to the game, and he was, I knew Lukaku would score. Yeah.
Which one?
What was it? The one at the start of the season last season.
The Arsenal game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's when we actually thought we were winning everything.
Yeah.
And, God knows what happened after that.
It's all because of Chilwell's injury, Reece James's injury, the Lukaku shambles, the whole Russia thing, and Tuchel's personal issues. You can't really count that, but he's had a lot of things go wrong for him last season. And to get third, Club World Cup and the Super Cup, I think that's a good season last season.
It's a brilliant season by his standards. It's just we should have given him more time, but it's done now. It's done now. We can't do anything.
We just have to back Potter all the way now.
Big facts.
Yeah.
And whatever happens this season is just, whatever happens. I've already written off.
I know, yeah.
All right, Losif, anything else you wanted to discuss?
There's also one thing. I still can't get in the back of my head how that Tottenham game was a draw.
Oh, I can. Anthony Taylor, VAR.
Yeah, genuinely. We've had many cases with him. Honestly, I
once a year. At least we've got through that now. Maybe you won't screw us in any more games if we're lucky.
Yeah, honestly. Oh, yeah. And that's pretty much it, really. Yeah.
No worries, my guy. It's been good talking. Take care of yourself.
Yeah,
have a good weekend.
Can you tell Eunice that I said hello?
Oh, I don't even talk to Eunice like that. But Eunice, hey, if you're watching,
if he's here,
I
thought you
big
might
up yourself.
Friends. Yeah, but anyway, see ya.
No worries,
Thank
my
you.
guy. Take care. Love. Right, again, guys, we've pinned the StreamYard link into the comments. So if you guys want to get involved, just press that button, hop in and have your say. Prime. Yeah, of course that's Prime. What are you saying, bro? You all good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Why the Lampard, Avi, and the hashtag?
Bro, this is my last time I was on a stream. This was my Avi. What do you want me to do?
I literally saw you change it in the background.
Hey,
saw you change it.
That must be maybe. Hey, go Specsavers, man. That must be you're seeing things. Anyway.
Oh, can't be bothered. Right. What did you want to discuss, bro? What did you want to discuss?
Yeah. What that guy was saying just there, the Anthony Taylor stuff. That's why we did. That's not why we didn't beat Spurs, but whatever.
Why didn't we beat Spurs then?
Because we didn't defend properly. The first goal.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but the second goal shouldn't have even got to that point.
Yeah, well, we also should have defended the second goal better, man. It's the same sort of ball.
I agree.
Against,
I agree, but it's like you still don't get to that situation if VAR does its job.
True, but again, we can't always rely on VAR and referees. If we do
I
our
agree.
job.
But we already know our squad isn't good enough right now, and that's where we should have been relying on VAR.
I know, but that's why I want better players. That's why I want the vast majority of.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
The only player I want to keep in the long term is probably Reece James. the rest of them, I don't like. They can go. Be honest.
Depends on what you mean by long term. Because for another year or two, I'd still keep Kovacic, and I'm not even too sure on Silva because you have to watch how he continues to play.
Silva's retiring end of this season.
No, he ain't retiring this season. Not this season.
Well, he might as well. Next season, I think he might fall off. Kovacic, he's a talented player, but he just can't stay fit. Kante is a pile of dog doo-doo. I like Jorginho, but he gets overplayed. Lewis didn't react to that. Oh, okay.
No, I agree. He does get overplayed completely.
Oh no,
I
not that.
agree.
Yeah, no, not that. But yeah, I just think our fan base, they extremely overhype this squad. They think certain players are better than what they are. Like, people need to come to the realization that they're not. As much as Tuchel may have had his faults in terms of maybe being stubborn near the end and stuff like that, and I get that, but these players need to take responsibility. We've done it too many times that these managers have been thrown under the bus and players just don't take responsibility. And now we have someone in Potter who, I personally don't want him, but I'm going to, when things get bad, I won't turn on him because I know there are bigger problems. There are bigger problems, like, for example, players in this team who are starting week in, week out, who just are not offering anything lately. And also,
that would be the only thing that I would blame Potter for if he continued to play them.
Yeah, but he also has nothing else on the bench as other options.
I kind of understand that, but again, if a player's playing poorly consistently, you have to be able to bring them in and out of the squad. Even if the options aren't good enough.
But like, if the options are just as bad, then it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But also, like, it's on Bowley to bring in proper footballing. Sorry, I just read a comment. Bring in proper footballing men around the club or women, whatever, to run things properly.
Got me confused for a sec.
Yeah, to run things properly. Like, all these director of footballs we're apparently going for, we've been rejected by Christoph Freud, or apparently Salzburg don't want him to go because we're trying to bring their whole, like, scouting network with us as well. Like, I don't like it. I don't know. It's frustrating.
It's frustrating, but I understood him rejecting us for Salzburg. He's in a comfortable position there. Doesn't have to go. Same thing with Leipzig. We're just looking for the wrong players and trying to use our pool to be able to do it. If you're going for a director of football, I'd say go for the long term and more difficult options in Michael Edwards or Campos, because at least you know what they're going to bring.
No, I would too, but it's like, it's annoying because apparently, like, there was rumors, right, that apparently the new director of football told Bowley to bring Potter in, but like, who's the guy that said it?
That's it. That's why it's BS. Who's the director of football?
Yeah, it's a whole mess. And that's why I say to Chelsea fans, when things go bad, there's one of two places to put blame at. These players for not turning up, and Bowley for not backing Potter in the short to long term. For example, we still have Ziyech and Pulisic here who have wanted to leave now for over a year. They've wanted to leave, and they're still here. We've got midfielders that can't stay fit or are not good enough. And if people want to throw Jorginho in that bracket too, that's fine. That makes things even worse. If people don't think Jorginho is good enough, but yet he has to be overplayed because Kante and Kovacic cannot stay fit, that's a bigger problem to me than people just saying Jorginho can't make a pass or whatever. Like, it's annoying.
And the one thing I've noticed is as soon as he goes into a 4 and plays with 2 8s, he is much better than in a double pivot by himself.
Yeah, he is. But, people don't want to mention that. We've got Ruben, who's our backup wingback. Ruben's 27, 28 years old. Like, this is Lingard vibes right now. Like, he's our backup wingback. You have Chelsea fans doing...
Oh my gosh, he's Lingard.
Chelsea fans doing think pieces. Chelsea fans doing think pieces as to how Graham Potter can unlock him. Like, it's annoying. You've got so many players in the squad that are just... And I may be complaining, but the thing is, these guys are good enough to get top 4. They've done it with Tuchel when we were playing 60 whatever games in a season. They did it with Frank when we had, maybe you could arguably say, worse players or inexperienced players in terms of the younger guys and Mount and etc. Like, we've got top 4 in worse situations, or we've achieved something in terms of winning a trophy in worse situations. Like, when things go bad, do not throw this manager under the bus. Well,
I don't think they will, and if any fans do, it says more about them than their actual opinions, because the one constant has been the players always get backed over the manager, and the one constant is these players just never really seem to turn up consistently enough to even deserve that. So it's about time we change.
Well, you said I don't think they will. You know what this fan base is like. A few bad results, if we say we make it out of our group, if we face a Bayern or something in the round of 16 and get battered, or we end up in Europa League in 3rd, and we have to face like Olympiacos or whatever, and we have an embarrassing result. You know what our fan base is like. They will turn on Potter. He's an inexperienced guy from Brighton, a relegation team. What does he know to manage Chelsea? And Bowley, being a new owner who has to keep the peace. Keep in mind, we probably still won't have a director of football come the end of the season, just realistically. Bowley, will he do something drastic and maybe not sack Potter this season, but at least put more pressure on him next season? I don't know.
No,
I can't say. I can't. I don't trust everything Bowley says because he hasn't proven anything to me. So I don't know. I'm not going to take his word that he's not going to sack Potter.
I agree, but I'd be very surprised if he does it too. Be very surprised.
Hey, I mean, I was surprised Tuchel got sacked in the first place, but yeah, whatever, man.
I hear you. I hear you. Anything else you wanted to go through, Prime?
Yeah. Southgate in. I'm keeping an eye at Frank at Everton because there are some things he's doing that, you know, it's quite interesting. I'm still right about him being a bum, but you know, I'm keeping an eye out for him. You never know.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll have a discussion about this another time, depending on how Everton perform. But Prime, it's been good talking anyway. Big up yourself, my guy.
Peace,
have
bro.
a good weekend. Bless. Right. Yeah, we'll move on to the next one. Sid, appreciate you waiting, my bro. Hope you're all good.
Yeah, man. How are you?
I'm good. International break still boring as ever, but we move.
Yeah.
How's everything been with you?
Yeah, fine. Just going on with international games being very boring. England played a horrific game against Italy.
England and Chelsea fans are just suffering. We don't get a single minute of good football, but we move.
I want to talk about what you think that Graham Potter can improve these attackers more than Tuchel. Because in Tuchel we saw that defenders and midfielders were good. But when it comes to attack, it was not clicking. The decision making was not there. And the style was also not there, we can say, to attack.
Yeah, this is, I think, one of the biggest questions we all have. I think we're going to make more chances under Graham Potter, but are we going to finish more of our chances? I'm not so sure, because Brighton's teams had the same issue where chances would be made, but they couldn't really score. They didn't have any prolific finishers in the squad. And I get our squad's better than Brighton, but none of us really rate our attack like that anyway. It's up to Potter to get more out of them, but I don't see any of that ruthlessness in any of them except maybe Aubameyang and Sterling. Brozier isn't a good finisher, but he's young and we can give him time to see if he can develop that side of his game. Havertz isn't a good enough finisher. Mount isn't. Pulisic, Ziyech, and the list just goes on.
But actually, Mount played well when he was given a number 8 role in last game against.
Yeah, he looked all right, but it's like he's played so poor this season that we're looking at that performance and thinking it was amazing, when in reality it was good. Like, he wasn't terrible, but he didn't really wow me or anything. It's just, he's finally turned up.
Actually, I want to see Chukwuemeka because I heard that he scored 2 goals in a game against Brighton behind closed doors. I want to see him because at Aston Villa, when we see some patches, he was very good at. And against, I guess, Man City, he played very well
I haven't even
last
seen
season.
a lot of him. I've only seen like a few comps here and there. He looks good. Like, I can see where the potential in him is, but I need to see how he does it in a 90-minute game. And I'm sure Potter will give him the game time somewhere between now and the World Cup to show it. But until I see him, it's just, yeah, nice name and everything. But no, it looks like a good box-to-box midfielder.
October is the chance to give these some young players chance because that's a hell of a October. I think we are going to play 9 or 10 games.
It will happen, but I don't know if it's the right time for it because every game is must win for us. We've been so poor this season that we're already doing a lot of catch up. And we're going to have to rely on these youth players at some point. I do agree with you on that. But are we throwing them to the Lions? I don't know. I don't know because there are some tough fixtures out there. There's some winnable games too, to be fair.
Yeah.
Likes of Villa, likes of Brentford that I'm sure we could potentially rotate in those sorts of games, but it's not the right culture for it. Not the right culture right now.
Yeah.
That is what it is. Anything else you wanted to go through?
Nah, man, just wanted to talk to you only.
Aye, no worries, my guy. Appreciate the conversation and everything. We'll do another call-in show sometime this week as well, so hop back on again if you're around. But until then,
Yeah,
take
man.
care, my guy. Big up
Bye.
yourself. Big up. Right. We need more people in it. So I'm gonna just go through you guys' comments. If anyone wants to hop in the next couple minutes, hop in. If not, we'll probably wrap it up early. But let me know what you guys are saying. Big up Dylan in the comments, my guy. Hope you're doing well, my guy. What else is everybody saying? Bewell says, is Kante not going to be given an enhanced offer by Chelsea? Apparently he wants 3 years plus 1 or something along the lines of that. And I don't think we should be giving someone with that sort of an injury record that long of a deal. But he seems to be persisting on that front. So I don't know what happens because I think you should be re-signing Kante on a 2 + 1 year deal with a bit of a pay cut. And also potentially the second year being based on his appearances because we can't rely on Kante consistently for a season. He's just not fit enough. People who sit there and say he's going to get fit by this point of the season or there'll be a point where he stays fit are just being delusional at this point. N'Golo Kante plays way too intense of a style of play to ever be able to stay fit. So I think if you bring in better midfielders, if you reduce his responsibility and you only play him sparingly in open games, you can still get the best out of him. But we can't rely on him anymore, so he can't be given a 3-year deal. Has to be a 2-year deal max, in my opinion. But I know there will be people that disagree with me on that, so let me know. Yeah, barely plays. This is my problem. Barely plays. And you can't rely on him consistently for about 4 to 5 games. And even then, when you do that, his form drops. He's only good for one-off games, and that's about it. Was the 2017 FA Cup final our worst out of all of our final defeats in the FA Cup? I'm going to say recent ones because I don't think there's anything. But probably we should have lost that game 7-1. I remember Cahill cleared a chance off the line. I think Welbeck had a shot that just grazed the other side of the post. Bellerin and Ozil both hit the post. We were still hungover off the Premier League title celebrations and everything. I don't think anyone was serious about that cup. But hey, we've got Alex in here. What are you saying, bro? You all good?
How we doing? Yeah, do you know what? I thought can't leave it empty. It was so busy last time. I'm surprised it's gone quiet
I don't know
already.
what's that. I think everyone's just bored because there's no international football. But we move. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, no Chelsea. It kind of drains everything out. But we'll be there tomorrow at Wembley. We'll be there, England,
Can't wait
Germany.
for it.
So that's going to be a good one. But I mean, to be honest, in terms of Chelsea, we already said there's not really a lot to talk about. So it is mostly England, but we're pretty starved. We're starved of quality. We're starved of good football, goals, and we've got the players. But we've just got management, whether that's upstairs in the board with Chelsea, or if that's just the board, the back end staff, and Gareth Southgate England. It doesn't seem to be very clear what we're trying to do. And
I was going to go back to one thing you said, though. Do you think we have the players for Potter's system, or do you think it's a case where we have to overhaul? Because I already thought with Tuchel we had to overhaul.
No, we're not good enough. We're not good enough. I said that after the Salzburg game. I can't expect anything from Potter because the players aren't good enough. The players are not good enough. And it's not to say that we've got bad players, right? We've got some great players. We've got Reece James, arguably the best right back in world football. Ben Chilwell, top class when he's fully fit. Thiago Silva, who really took charge of the best backline defence in the world last year, if you really want to go into it. So, yeah, we've got some great players, but we just need to improve in two things, really. We need to create more and we need to finish. If we can do those two things, everything's going to come together. Mendy, he's not performing like he would. Kepa, I mean, if you're looking for Kepa to actually become your number one goalkeeper, then that's a problem.
You're saying
that's a problem.
You're saying a lot.
So I think it's quite a good thing we've got this American. What's the name of this American guy we've got coming in? The goalkeeper from the MLS.
Oh, Slanina. Yeah.
Slanina. Yeah. He's American, right?
I think he's American born. I think he is. I'm going to have a look quick.
Yeah. So it's probably not bad timing that he's coming in when he is, because if our goalkeeping situation doesn't improve, then, he's going to probably get chucked in. And I don't think he'll mind it too much.
I didn't think we were trying to throw him in that quickly, though.
Well, I don't think we wanted to, but when you've got goalkeepers like we've got at the moment, form-wise, you haven't really got much of a choice, because if you're conceding stupid goals, you're not creating the chances, then, the main thing is just keeping clean sheets. So sometimes you just need a fresh face in there. And I'm sure he'll do well if he comes in. I mean, we don't really tend to have goalkeepers that do badly in the history of our club. We've always done pretty well. It's just been Kepa really that sort of started that downward spiral, and Mendy maybe just got a bit comfortable knowing that he was the best keeper by a long way. But you need more than saves. You need distribution. You've got to focus, and that's just not been there. It's not been there at all recently. I mean, we were both there at Leeds. Things like that. Just it's not even things that you can coach. You don't coach that. You can't control that as a manager. It's just it's stupidity as a player. And if players can buck themselves up and just get their head in the game, then we'll be fine. But we do need more quality. We've already said that. You can't be relying on players like Christian Pulisic to carry the squad, Hakim Ziyech, players that don't want to be here, players that are injury prone. We've also got rid of players in the past that have actually been great for our club. Tammy Abraham, Giroud. You could even argue they never should have left. Look at what they're doing in Italy at the moment, and then look where we are in a goal scoring front. And we said Tammy Abraham wasn't good enough for us, or that's what Tuchel said.
I don't understand letting either of them go. Giroud is such a great bench option for us. Actually, the more I think about it, it was kind of their own decisions anyway. Because I remember Giroud was leaving for game time because Tuchel just wasn't playing him. And I think with Tammy, it was the Cho contract situation. Because
I think it would have been game time as well. Surely it's got to be a mixture of the two there.
It was game time, but the reason why it wasn't a loan to Roma and we had to sell him was because he needed a new contract. He had like 2 1-year left or something like that. And he wanted a salary close to Hudson-Odoi's because he was like, I'm doing more than he is, so I want his paycheck. And it's like,
that's a fair point.
Anything.
That is a fair point, isn't it?
But he also wasn't deserving of that too. It's because we gave Cho that contract years ago that we fucked ourselves.
Well, the only reason we did that is because Bayern Munich were all over us. But and at that time, I remember when I was going on fan camps before, I remember saying that I don't think they're going to let him go. It doesn't make any sense to get rid of Hudson-Odoi. He was so good under Sarri, and we did panic though, didn't we? We panicked. What was it, 120 grand for a player who's never got
120K a week.
Has he ever got a season with more than 10 goals or more than 10 assists in the Prem?
He's only scored 5 goals for us at full stop. Like I didn't even want to look into the assists, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
if
not
that's what
good.
you're paying for, break it down. It's not a good investment at all. But no, I get why Tammy left. He made the right decision for his career. As for Giroud, when he did play, he was great for us. So that one never made sense to me anyway, because if you were going to get rid of Tammy, surely that would have given Giroud the opportunity for more game time. Getting rid of both of them at the same time, doesn't make any sense to me. And then with the midfield, we just lack creativity. Kovacic and Kante, Jorginho, as good as they are, because they're top notch. Let's not complain. We've got 3 top midfielders in there, but you're not going to get goals and assists from any of them unless you're looking at penalties from Georgie. You're not going to get anything.
And this is my problem with Potter coming in, and I do think it's something you can fix. But we, at the start of Tuchel's reign, we were creating a lot of chances.
Yeah.
I think we're up there with the top clubs in the league in terms of chances being created. Our finishing continued to let us down every single time. Now our creativity's gone down. Potter, I think, will bring up our creativity, but the finishers, it's just the same finishers except Sterling and Aubameyang. And both of them, they speak for themselves. Sterling got 6 GNA next to Mount and Havertz. He can make goals and score goals with anybody next to him. Aubameyang, I'm not as sure, because I don't think he makes his own chances. So it's going to be very reliant on the pair of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Aubameyang's a great example. People are talking about his link-up play. And honestly, I look at Aubameyang very similar to Lukaku. Only difference is, Aubameyang will put the ball in the back of the net when he gets a chance. That is the situation. You're not going to get a lot of link-up. You're not going to get massive hold-up play. But he's clinical. He takes his chances. But you have to create those chances for him. Who's going to do that? That's the real question. Is it going to be Mount? Is it going to be Havertz? I can't see that. We haven't got any evidence of that.
I'm not
previously.
sure.
It's all going to come
Havertz
from.
is good at one-touch passing, but he's more better at driving into spaces. It's just I'm not really sure what he does when he gets into the space. Mount is way too trigger happy.
Yeah,
and
it's all good driving into the space, though. If you can run to the corner flag, you're not going to score a goal there. I love Havertz. I think he's top. Effort-wise. I think he's got the Chelsea charisma mentality. He always gives it a go. And for that reason, I could never say Havertz out. I couldn't do it. You can always say
I'm of the opposite belief because of that. Because it's only the work rate that we can praise him for. Well,
hang on a second. How many players would you rather have a player who doesn't work hard?
I'd rather have someone who gets me consistent goals and assists.
Yeah, but
that's my thing. I understand.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but we haven't got that. So for me,
Mount gives you the same thing, but slightly more GNA, slightly, and I still don't think he's good enough in that position either.
What, as a 10?
Yeah, as a 10, not really, because he hasn't got the creative outlet about him. And in terms of finishing, all he is just immediately shoot. He doesn't think. And it's like your decision-making just isn't good enough. You'll just spam shoot, or you'll take too long on the ball and you won't see a pass.
Yeah, I mean, Mount, he's had a slow start, but he had a slow start last year. So that's why I'm not really worried. I think he's just been overplayed. I think when the summer break came in, I'm a fan. I don't play any minutes, right? I go to the games, but we don't go through what those players go through. And I was tired after last season. I was knackered. I wanted this to finish. And then I see the Nations League in the summer, and I'm just thinking, I feel bad for these players. I feel horrible for the players who have to play that much. I know they're making a lot of money. I get it. But I'm just thinking physically, mentally, you have no time to reset. You have no time to get in a frame of mind to go fresh from the get-go next season. And it doesn't surprise me that Mount struggled, because he hasn't had a break. 2 weeks is not enough. It's not. It's just not enough, in my opinion.
See, I get that, but there was no international football this summer, was there?
No, there was Nations League. There was Nations League football. We played against Italy. We played against Hungary.
Were the tournament, or was it just a couple group stage games?
It was just group stage in the Nations League.
Yeah, but then it's 2-3 games in the middle, and they don't even take them that seriously.
But my point is, they shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be playing those games. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to play Nations League, don't do it when the players are meant to have their holiday. Don't do it then. Play it in the season. You know, it's already cramped up as it is. Let's be honest. You stick a couple extra game in, players are going to get injured anyway. So
That's
I'm
why I
not really
didn't get the international break now. Like in my ideal world, you just play through to like November, end it there. You can do the 2 Nations League games as warm-ups for the World Cup, and then just into international football anyway. Now it's just an unnecessary cut-off.
I don't know. I mean, these guys, whoever organises this, they don't have a clue what they're doing. Same with the Prem, all the fixtures. It's just it's terrible. But what can you do, mate? It's just one of those. But yeah, I'll leave you to it, mate. If no one's jumping on, we'll probably give it another 15 minutes and then cut it there. But thanks for having me on, mate.
No worries, my guy. Take care of yourself. I'll shout you soon. Big up yourself. Bless. Right, we do have someone in the background. Nice. Poku or W. Well, what are you saying, bro?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah. What are you saying, man?
Am I loud?
No. It was just whatever door you just opened was loud.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. What are you saying?
First of all, let me just clear this up. The notion that Tammy Abraham left because of Hudson-Odoi is the biggest myth. Let me just clear that up. Tammy Abraham left because he wasn't getting enough opportunities in Chelsea team, innit?
Yeah, I think it was both though.
Well, no, because if you why would it just be Hudson-Odoi when people like Kepa, Werner are all on higher wages than them too? And Hudson-Odoi is probably one of his closest friends in the Chelsea team, so it doesn't make any sense.
Which is why people would be saying Hudson-Odoi, because he'd be closest to him, and you'd be thinking, I'm contributing more than he is. Why aren't I getting paid?
He's contributed more than Kepa, more than Alonso, and they're all on more than him.
Yeah, that's a fair point as well, but that also goes into the fact that it was just the contract terms in general. Okay, maybe it's not just Hudson-Odoi, but
yeah, that's my point.
Still a contract.
Yeah, but people think it's Hudson-Odoi is the sole reason that Tammy left. But anyways, so yeah, what was I going to talk about? So when we signed Declan Rice, how do you think we're going to use him in the midfield? What's your preferred midfield three in it?
Right now, Jorginho probably still be Kovacic and Kante if everyone's fit. Poku, you here? You muted yourself. The hell happened? He just disappeared. Well, I was going to say Jorginho, Kante, and Kovacic, but yeah. Well, what are you guys saying in the comments? What would your midfield three be? Well, Poku respawns or something. I don't know. We'll give him a couple seconds because there's someone else in the background. And everyone, run the likes up. We're 11 likes away from 120
Yeah,
likes.
I'm back. Sorry.
What the hell happened there, bro?
Yeah, the internet's cutting out in it, man. So what was your midfield?
That's what?
What was your midfield again?
It would have been Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic.
Do you know what I would do to that midfield? Just to experiment. I would play a midfield of Kovacic, Chukwuemeka, and Mount.
Kovacic, Chukwuemeka. Who's the deepest midfielder then?
Nah, just a flat midfield, innit?
So just 3 centre mids?
Yes.
But then who's the deepest one out of the 3?
Well, you don't necessarily have to have someone who's deep. Just have a free flat.
No DM.
Yeah, exactly. 4-3. I call it 4-3-3 attack.
What kind of vibes midfield is that?
It's called 4-3-3 attack. You have 2 8s in a cam. No DM.
And then what in defensive transition? Like, what do we do?
What do you mean? The players come back.
There's no one protecting the back 4 in that.
Well, not everyone will be. If you give players certain instructions, just tell them not everyone should attack at the same time, innit?
I think that's a terrible idea, personally, bro.
And also, last point in it. So, have you been reading about Chelsea signing well, no, are in advanced talks to sign the Fulham kid, innit? Luke
Luke
Harris. I think.
Harris. I
Yeah.
haven't seen a thing about him, but go on. What have you seen from him?
Well, yeah, I like the kid, innit? He's 17 years old. Plays for Wales. I think got a call up this camp, innit?
Mm-hmm.
He's a striker, both footed. He's like a poacher, innit? But the thing is, I don't think he's any better than some of the talent we have in Cobham right now. So I don't understand why we're spending so much money on someone who's unproven. That's my thing. And also, we're buying people for like 30. We're buying like youth prospects for like 30, 20 mil, and we're selling our talent for like nothing. That's the thing that annoys me the most. Because if you think about it, we're signing people like Harris, Casaday for like 15, 20, 30 mil, who some of these guys haven't even played a professional game. And we're selling the likes of Livramento, Gilmore, Lamptey, all under 10 mil.
But that's all the only Gilmore was the current regime. We can't really say anything about old transfers now because we don't know what the mindset was.
Yeah, true that.
Well, I have to see. We'll have to see. But yeah, Poku, it's been good talking anyway. Big up yourself.
Thank you. Big up yourself.
No worries, my guy. Take care. Bless. Right, we'll get the next guy in. Araf, what are you saying, bro?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What are you saying?
Oh, hi. I really appreciate your content. And thanks for having me on.
No worries. Appreciate you for jumping on.
Thanks. So I've been watching Chelsea for a while now, and I don't know. I just get the feeling that we're kind of directionless now. Like we're constantly just shifting between managers, and none of it's really, and sometimes it just doesn't pay off.
I get it, but now it's a new regime. We can't really say too much because we've only sacked one manager. It all depends on how long they give Potter. If he gets sacked with like the first 1 or 2 bad runs of form, then yeah, we are just a hot mess. But until then, we can't say anything.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Chelsea continuing to play in the Premier League. And do you think that we'll get a new manager bounce? Because like I'm thinking players like Jorginho might benefit because we've seen for Italy like he suits a possession-based system which Potter's known to play.
Yeah. I could see that. He looked a lot better in his first game than the Salzburg match, but it all depends on what midfielders we put next to him and how they protect his deficiencies too, because if they can't do that, if they leave him exposed, then we're just going to have more problems. Salzburg was just a test. We have to see how it works in Premier League games too.
And also looking at the squad, it's not pretty because like it's not pretty. And I don't know about you, but this is like I think one of our weakest squads we've had in a long time. I think with goalkeeper, the goalkeeper situation, the midfield, the attackers, like it's not really up to the standard that we should be striving for.
That is big facts. But it's going to take a year or two to change up the squad anyway. So we just have to bear with the club on that, and hopefully they make the right decisions.
As for the goalkeeper situation, I hear that Jan Oblak from Atletico Madrid.
Yeah,
he's on his last year on his contract. Do you think it could be a good option? Because like he's got good distribution. I think far better than Kepa and Mendy's, and he's quite a decent shot stopper. And I think like a few years back he was considered like one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So I was thinking maybe he could be an option.
Maybe, but he's got a fat buyout clause of like 120 million or something. So I think it would be a lot to ask for Chelsea to do that. They do it if Potter specifically calls for him, but I could easily see him go for a cheaper option because again, that's 120 mil on a goalkeeper. I don't think anyone pays that.
True. And as for the old regime, Roman and Marina, as good as they have been for us, and as much as us Chelsea fans owe them a lot, I think they do have a lot of blood on their hands for our current situation.
Big facts.
Not replacing Matic, like not giving Kante adequate support and the attack and the
Christensen and Rudiger's contracts as well.
Yeah, Rudiger leaving hurt because I think he could have been the future captain.
And
And Koulibaly, he's not been up to scratch recently.
I think that would come with the defense, though.
I hope so, yeah.
Because they need to develop an understanding for each other, and I think that will take a bit of time.
Yeah, it might. Are you
is there
confident?
anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yes, one last question. So I hear that we're going in for that Dynamo Moscow midfielder in January.
Yeah,
Saharian. You think that he might solve some of our creativity issues? Because Mount and Havertz, they're just not giving us anything at the moment.
I don't know, because he's young. He's like, what, 17, 18, something? I think we just bring him in and loan him out or something. I didn't expect him to come straight into the squad.
Mm-hmm. Though we might just give him just a half season to prove himself. Because Paul does like young players.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just, I don't want to come in and instantly hype unknown talent, because I don't know what their level is. I don't know what their ability is. He looks good, but comps will make anybody look good. I need to see how he plays first. Fair
enough. Thanks for having me on.
No worries, my guy. It's been good talking. You take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Bless. Right. Yeah, we're gonna move swiftly on to the next one. Accidental Chef. What are you saying?
Hello,
bro?
mate. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you all good. What are you telling me?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on, man. I've been watching you through the various channels for quite some time.
Appreciate
the BFTV, and I even bumped into Expressions a couple of weeks ago in
Did you?
Yeah, Salsa place in central London. I had a little chat with him, but that was just after the battering we got at Leeds, so I didn't want to talk to him too much. You get me? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wrong time for it.
Sorry, but yeah, the wrong time, mate. He was trying to cook me, man, quick. I said, "Oh, safe, I'm off."
What are you saying anyway? What did you want to talk about,
mate? Basically, I mean, one of the main points I really wanted to get across is this: because we rotate managers the way we do at Chelsea. Look, typically, whenever a manager goes out and buys players, he buys players to suit his own system, correct?
Yeah.
We've got players. If I'm not sure if we still got players on the squad that Mourinho had bought, but we've definitely still got players that Kante bought, that Sarri bought, that Lampard bought, that Tuchel now bought. These are all guys with total different ways of playing football, you know.
Yeah.
And trying to fit players that are suited for different systems. I really hope Potter is able to get it done. Like, it's in our benefit. Like, it doesn't help any of us, especially as Chelsea fans, for Potter to fail. I really hope he succeeds, man. Plus, he's a young English manager. I've wanted somebody in the top four to kind of go in and maybe give a chance to one of these young English guys for quite some time. But I don't know. Like, how much do you think he will struggle with the fact that he has a squad of players that have been bought by like 5 different managers?
It's the same problems that Tuchel would have, but I think our creativity gets better. It's just about whether we can finish our chances. Yeah. I think our creativity will improve, but I don't know if our finishing will. Not sure.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is, if you look at, apart from now, obviously now City have got Haaland. So in between that sort of gap between when Aguero went and Haaland then coming in now, they've basically been winning the league without an out-and-out striker, but they've been sharing the goals throughout the team, right?
Yeah.
Liverpool situation is a bit obviously different, even though they haven't had an out striker since Suarez. They've had people like Salah banging in 30 goals a season anyway. You know what I mean? And then Mane on the other side. Unfortunately for us, is you picked up on a point earlier on when you were chatting to the other guy about Mount. Yeah, we all love Mount, but his output is I don't think it's ever going to be at that level. You know what I mean? Where we can expect.
I don't know, because the one thing I'll say is it always improves. It always does improve. The one thing I'll say is it improves, but I don't know in terms of how consistent he can be for a season. Yeah,
not like on a Lampard type level, which is what we were all kind of hoping he would be, right? Like kind of the new Lampard kind of thing. But Lampard and Fink technically are kind of the same in the sense that they were never. These guys are not Xavis and Iniestas and Zidans. We understand that, and that's not really their game. You understand, but Lambs could fall back on, look, every season I'm going to get you minimum double figures every season, you know, if nothing else. Whereas with Mason, he's not quite at that level yet. I mean, again, I hope he does get there. But I mean, what do you think? I wanted to ask you a question. What do you think of our winger situation? Because who do we have available? Obviously, we got Sterling, Mount, technically, Ziyech, Pulisic, and Havertz, right?
Yeah.
Now, out of those, the only consistent one really is Sterling.
Other than that, they can all fight for the other spot.
Right. So that's
just give them all regular opportunities to prove themselves and just pick whoever's playing well.
Right. Man, I don't know. I mean, I really hope. I mean, out of that bunch, who do you like? Who do you think is the best to take up the other spot? Probably Havertz, or would you go for Mount?
I would play 3-5-2, Sterling on the left and James on the right, and I just fucked all of them off personally. I think that would be the best move for us.
But yeah, it was interesting. Potter played him like in that position in his first match because Sterling actually had a lot of space available to him. I thought obviously it might hurt us because does that mean we have to ask for Raheem to be running back a bit more? But it didn't really seem that way, even though we didn't win the game.
Nah, because you had Cucurella on the left, didn't you? Left centre back.
Yeah, like out of the three, you mean?
Yeah, the three at the back.
Right. Yeah. I wanted to ask you, what are your predictions for us for this season? Like, do you think we'll hit top 4?
I don't know. Man. I can't tell you. I say yes because I'm a Chelsea fan, and that's it. Other than that, I can't tell you why I think that.
I mean, technically, the team that pre-Bowley nearly £300 million spend or whatever, that was still not a bad team. That was a team that got to 2 finals last season and won the Champions League the season before.
We're a cup team. I think we're a cup team, and we're just very hard to break down. Once our defense gets a better understanding of themselves, we can go for any cup, even the Champions League.
Yeah.
Have to see. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me on, anyway, my guy.
Thank you so much for having me on, brother. Take care.
Don't worry. Take care. Have a good weekend, bro. Bless. Again, guys, if you want to get involved, link is pinned. We're going to get the next guy in. Jazza! What are you telling me, bro? Oh, bit of background noise. Yo, you here, bro? What you saying?
Hey, what's up, Lewis, man?
What are you saying, my guy? You all good?
Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. Been watching the streams for a long time.
Yeah, no, I've seen you in the comment section. That's why it's good to actually finally be talking now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, big up yourself. Yeah, I've been a Chelsea fan for a while now. You know, originally from the Caribbean, but living in the US. So, been watching Chelsea since like Michael Essien days and so.
The good days.
Seeing like John Obi Mikel and all them guys playing and thing. Yeah, but I was thinking with the attackers, I think like Tuchel like misprofiled him. Like they were playing out of position. But I think with Potter coming in, I think we might see him switch it up. Like
kind of, but like Potter likes to play players out of position as well. He loves experimenting with players in different positions. So I feel like we could see more of the same in that regard.
That's true, yeah. Because I know he liked the 3 at the back too. But I do realize he kind of, instead of playing like 3 center backs, I know the first game against Salzburg, he tried like Cucurella and then Aspi, which is really like fullbacks, and like 1 center back with Silva. So I think he's like trying stuff.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of experimentation the next few weeks.
Yeah, and I think he'll be like flexible, which Tuchel somewhat was flexible with like switch during the game to like a back 4, and then having like Sterling out wide cutting in, and I would like to see like Sterling and Pulisic on opposite wings, and could like swap and stuff like the days of like Joe Cole and like Robin and stuff, where they could like swap during the game and just throw off the opponent. Yeah, I would like him try some of that. Yeah, Potter.
So would I, but anything that will just get the ball in the back of the net a bit more, because that's going to be the biggest question mark for me. Other than Sterling and Aubameyang, I can't really rely on anyone consistently for that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I think the attackers was like their confidence was like a bit low. Yeah, with how we were playing, that's why I think the games were getting like worse and worse, because it was no creativity, and then some players wanting to go, they ain't happy, and that just messed with all the other players. So they kind of like throw off the whole team. But I think Chelsea might start be like creating a lot more chances under Graham Potter. So you're looking
As
forward
long as
to
we can finish our chances, then it's good food.
yeah,
But we can hope.
definitely. Cool.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, bro?
Nah, that was about it. Yeah, just decided to jump in and know. CFC
Aye,
OG
no
keep
worries.
saying, man, jump on. I say, okay.
No, I appreciate you hopping in for the talk anyway. Take care of yourself and have a good weekend, my friend. Big up
man.
yourself.
You too, yeah. Big up.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go on to our last one of today. Simon, what are you saying, bro?
Hi, Lewis. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. What are you telling me?
So I think do you know when our next Champions League game is? I heard it's coming up soon.
Yeah, next Tuesday, the Tuesday after the next one.
So I just want to ask, what are your expectations for us in the Champions League? Because I'm thinking that there's not a lot of expectations on us in the Champions League, and the last two times when there wasn't a lot of expectations on us, we actually ended up winning it. Like whenever we're expected to win it, we never do, and whenever no one gives us a chance, we surprise everyone and we actually win it.
See, that's my thing, but my first target is just get out of the group. Like, we're not going to say too much other than that. Once we get out of it, win it. Because as long as our defense is good enough, and it can be if their understanding of each other improves, they can win. They can go and win the whole thing.
And also, I think getting top 4 in the league might be a very difficult ask for us this year, and it's also going to be difficult for us to win the Champions League. So in my head, I'm thinking that maybe winning the Europa League could be a viable option in the Champions League. And last two times
I agree, but we can't aim for it. Like, if we drop there, it is what it is.
I know, but I'm thinking, it's some more opportunity for silverware. It guarantees us to be in the Champions League next year. And you know what? If we somehow end up getting Arsenal in the Europa League final, I think we smash them.
If we get Arsenal?
Yeah, because remember last time people like Troops, they were moving mad, but after the game, they were nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know, but we should be able to beat Arsenal anyway. But we turn into bums against them all the time.
But not in Europe, though. But not in Europe.
Yeah, I guess. But we have played them a few less times. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon anyway. We'll smash them. It is what it is. We'll smash them.
So what are your expectations for us winning trophies this season? Like any do you think that we should be able to?
Win as many cups as possible, I guess, because we can win any of them. Like, I don't know, Carabao Cup, if we beat City, we should be winning it. So, simple as, just beat Man City. Or Liverpool, because you're going to face one of them eventually.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I was wanting to ask, what are your expectations for us in the transfer window in January? Because I heard that we might be getting a midfielder in. And we're getting that young Russian kid from Dynamo Moscow.
No, but like that's it. Other than that, I don't know what we can do in January. Like mid-season's always very hard to bring in key transfers. If we can get Alvarez in, I'd just be happy enough with that. But I don't really know what to expect from the window. We have to see how Chelsea play first before we even look at what we need.
If Alvarez comes in, what does that mean for Jorginho and Kante?
Depends on if they re-sign. It all depends on that because Kante, we already know there's contract issues. Jorginho, they haven't even started contract negotiations. So we just have to wait and see on that regard.
Right. Thanks for having me on, by the way.
Hey, no worries. I appreciate you jumping on anyway. Take care of yourself, bro.
Thanks. Up the Chelsea.
Up the Chelsea. Right. This one will be the last one. Carlito. What are you saying, bro?
What's the word, Lewis? What's the word, bud? How are you?
I'm good. Just waiting for Chelsea to come back, as
It's just-
everyone else is.
I feel like a heroin addict. I swear to God, we're so addicted to this team, and it's been way too fucking long. It's going to be
Even though they damage us all the time.
at least we're not Arsenal. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Couple things. Number one, the other player that we're interested in signing is Leandro Trossard from Brighton, and he has admitted that he's interested. Yeah, man. I just read that this morning.
First I've heard of it.
Yeah, I just read it. It's pretty surprising. Yeah, I think Alvarez is definitely the excuse me, is definitely the key priority. I mean, you have Kante and Jorginho. We're not keeping them both. We may not keep either. It depends on if Zakaria is good enough, and it depends on if we bring Alvarez in or not, which I believe we will. So yeah, Kante and Jorginho, and if I had to guess, I'd say Jorginho's got to go. I love him, but he's he's aged and he's slow. So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. All right, I got a question for you. It's a spicy one. So with this American angst that British fans have towards Americans, and the idea that American owners are taking over, the English Premier League, and I get it because it's your thing. We're not as protective about things like the NBA, baseball, or football, even though we invented those. But this because European football is such a culture thing. It's so ingrained into the identity of who you guys are. You invented it. I believe the first game was like in the 1870s, and it's your thing, and not to mention it's the most popular thing in the world. So I get it, and I get why you guys are wrapping your identities up in it. But I do have a problem with guys like Gary Neville, saying basically get out to get out. I mean, I don't appreciate that because I'm 34 and I've been part of this game for 31 years. I was a coach. I was a great player. And I've contributed a shitload to this game, and I know it very well. So fuck you. I'm not getting out. I'm not getting out, dude. I'm staying whether you like it or not. But here is my problem. Christian Pulisic, and this is my question. Christian Pulisic is not helping himself. Okay, he had one in the chamber with that book that he is releasing. He wrote that shit about Tuchel months ago. That was not something that he included in his book after Tuchel got fired. Nah, brother. That was in there a long time ago. So he was content with having that as part of his book, even if Tuchel was still on the squad. All right. And that does reinforce anti-American sentiment amongst UK fans. He pisses people off already because he's American, but his attitude, his form, and just the way that he goes about it, his dad doing that tweet the other day. I mean, like all of these things are reinforcing what UK fans already don't like about Americans. The brashness, the arrogance, the flippantness, and basically maybe him not even caring as much about this team as he should. So my question is, does he got to go?
Depends. Because we need to see how he works under Potter. And we need to see him actually get regular game time first. I think the jury's kind of still out on him, but the jury's leaning towards a leave because the form hasn't been good enough, but I also don't believe he's been given as many chances as other players have. So I'm kind of on the fence.
You have to be who you can afford to be. I mean, certain players like Mbappe, I mean, he gets away with murder, but that's probably because he's Mbappe. I really wish that players wouldn't abuse that, but he does, although he can still get away with it because he's Mbappe. But Pulisic, brother, we don't believe you. You need more people. All right, Jay-Z said that. He has not done enough. He is not good enough to be acting like this. So either he's got to go or he's got to play a fuckload better. All right?
That's the thing, because the fans will treat him the same way they treat Ziyech right now.
Yeah. Oh, and I've never seen Ziyech play so bad in my life. He's like intentionally playing bad. So, that's my question. Pulisic for me, I think he's a great player, but the inconsistency, it drives me nuts. And then all the off the field shit, all the interviews, he's all up in the interviews, never says no to an interview. Never says no to a chance to talk about himself. And it bothers me because it's reinforcing negative stereotypes about Americans. And when he's making the myths and he's, proving that all that bias is actually real, it bothers me. So there you go, buddy. That's my question, man. Have a good Saturday.
Aye, no worries, Carlito. I appreciate the talk as well. I'll shout you in the
Absolutely.
week, all right? Big up yourself.
See you, man.
Bless, man. Bless. Right. We're at the end of another great call-in show. We are going to do these a lot more regularly, but we'll have to find time to slot these in between what is going to be a very packed October. But big up everybody that's been locked in. I do hope we hit 120 likes. If we haven't done it, hit that like button. Big up everyone that's locked in. Like and subscribe. And as always, up the Chels. We are out.